Everything old is new again. Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out the third in this series of videos where we're looking at some of our favorite beverages from yesteryear that have actually seen new life in the market these days thanks to the demand of those of us seeking nostalgia. Ecto Cooler, remember that? This stuck around probably longer on the market than either of the other two that we've checked out so far. The Surge and the Crystal Pepsi. These were both fairly short-lived compared to Ecto Cooler. This came out around the time, I think maybe the second season of the Ghostbusters cartoon show, and it was around for years afterwards. As a matter of fact, it was one of the very few high C flavors you'd actually still find in stores. I think high C altogether is very difficult to locate now. But Ecto Cooler just had a slightly different citrus and fruity taste that nothing else really compared to. Now, they say that it's actually just a retooling one of their older flavors that was around before the Ecto Cooler took over, but I'll tell you, it's unique and different, and it's been great. Now, I will tell you from experience, this stuff does need to be cold, so make sure you bury it in the back of the fridge and leave it in there for at least a few hours before you crack it open. Warm, it's not so good, and it will not bring back pleasant fuzzy memories, I'll tell you that. Look at that green color. I mean, that visually, that's a big component of this drink's appeal. I mean, you don't see very many things that look like that outside of schnapps and alcohols, but that is just a unique green. It's reminiscent of the Ghostbusters movie and all the stuff you see in there. You got slimed, blah blah blah. Ooh, excuse me. I think that's really what they were going for, but that color is just unique and very appealing, and green's one of my favorites anyway, so personally I'm going to like it. So let's check this out and see how it measures up to expectations and memory. Yep, that is what I remember. So they definitely got the formulation right. It's really interesting. It's got this different citrusy aftertaste. It's really hard to describe, but it's sweet and fruity and citrusy all at once, and it doesn't really make me think of anything in particular other than Ecto Cooler, because I can't compare it in my experience, and that's probably not everybody will say the same thing. Other people will say, oh, it tastes like this or it tastes like that, but for me, as was always the case, Ecto Cooler tastes like Ecto Cooler, and it was so disappointing when it disappeared because you couldn't find anything that tasted like this. So, it's really good. So, I got several suggestions for what to mix with this. I'm going to start with rum. That was one of the first ones. So this is just plain old Bacardi straight rum. We'll check that out, see how that goes. Maybe a bit too much rum. It's seeming to overpower the flavor of the Ecto Cooler, and it's not coming together really pleasantly. I don't know if it's just not going really well with that fruity citrus flavor. So I'm going to try something else with it as well. So now that the Bacardi glass of Ecto Cooler is gone, I'm going to mix this up. I think it might do well with a different type of rum. We're going to do some Malibu, which has got a coconut liqueur in there. So we're going to introduce a coconut flavor to this little concoction on top of the fruitiness of the Ecto Cooler. And I wonder how that's going to come together. take it a little easy. I think I overdid it with the Bacardi last time, and that might have ruined the flavor. That's actually going really well with it. So Malibu coconut rum and C Ecto Cooler, I don't know, tropical slime. Tropical slime. That is delicious. That is really, really good. I almost wonder how Captain Morgan's Parrot Bay would stack up with this. But I think I've found my favorite so far. I'm going to try mixing this with a couple of other things, not necessarily on camera, but this is right here. I think I can stop looking for a good mixer with the Ecto Cooler. That Malibu is mixing really well with it. This is delicious. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, so now that that one's gone, I've topped off with a fresh glass of Ecto Cooler. Now, when I asked for suggestions as to what to mix with this, I got rum, lots and lots of rum. Thank you, Jaron. Good suggestion, and it worked out really well with the Malibu, more so than I think with the other one there, with the Bacardi. I'm also going to take your suggestion and try some whiskey with it. And I wasn't able to find a bottle of Canadian Hunter whiskey, but I did turn up some Maker's Mark. And yes, I did get the small bottle. I do like Maker's Mark a lot, but at this point I had already dumped a bunch of money into this series of films. Hey, this YouTube channel doesn't pay for itself, folks. Yeah, I am not seeing much in the way of ad revenue, so everything you see almost is out of pocket, except for a few occasional beer reviews where somebody else supplies, and I'm always thankful for that. So we're going to try the Ecto Cooler with a little Maker's Mark. I like whiskey, so we'll save that for something else another time, maybe. Well, that's interesting. It's not coming together as well as the Malibu did, but the flavor is blending really well with the Ecto Cooler. I like this one as well. Making slime, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a really good name idea for that, but yeah, Maker's Mark whiskey with the Ecto Cooler. That's coming together really, really nicely. I'm a fan of that, so check it out. Thanks for checking out these videos. Make sure to hit me up down below with a like and a share. And if you click subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Hopefully you're getting some value out of them and enjoying them. Thanks for checking it out. Till next time, folks. Cheers. Now, a little while back, we did a bit of a comparison with the Not Your Father's Hard Root Beer review.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for the beer, man. So, highly recommended by you. The Extreme Beer Fest this weekend. We'll be able to get a hold of, I believe it's the American